sweet old smell of a basement converted into a workshop. Don't you love the smell? It's been a while since I've actually made a video, so I'm pretty excited to make this one. I don't know if you remember, but in my previous video I mentioned that I was getting a wind turbine, and that is true because I have one now and it's set up and working. Although we haven't had much wind lately, it hasn't actually been able to do much. It's still pretty cool. Okay, let's go take a look at it. Okay, here we go. Well, on first glance, it actually might not look that big, but it is from top of the blade to the ground, a solid 18 feet. This is a 3-phase AC, 400 watt, 3-bladed wind turbine, and I got it off eBay for around 110 bucks with my hard-earned cash. Here you can see the ground, and there's the turbine way up there. Of course, if you are considering buying one of these turbines, there's a few things you should know before you go buying them. First thing is, I would recommend getting an AC turbine, definitely not a DC one. The DC does not travel as far as the AC, so that's why I bought an AC one, or one of the reasons. You gotta make sure you have enough wind. We don't get much wind around here, but we got enough to get it going occasionally, which seems to be enough to slowly charge a battery, a 12-volt car battery. And the last thing would be to make sure that you have proper poles to hold it up. And if you don't, I guess you could go buy one. I have a weather vane and an anemometer on this so I can gauge how windy it is. There are some specifications on the tail fin of this turbine if you're considering buying, especially. Now, of course, we have the most important part, or in my opinion, the wiring. A lot of people get this wrong, so I'm going to show you how to do it correctly and not do it improperly. We start up here, it goes down this pole into this bunch right here, and then it runs under our deck, so you can't see the wire very well. Goes over here behind the recycling and garbage bin, right over here under the shingles, down this wall right here, and inside. Okay, now we're on the other side of that door that we just saw. Feels quite good in this basement because it feels like 100 degrees about outside, and it's much cooler down here, which is nice. Anyways, so wire comes from the door up here, then it runs a straight shot because I was running low on wire directly over top of that LED strip, over there, here, right down here, into our main hub. Now this hub is very important as it serves the control for the entire turbine and the battery here. It starts off with this outlet, which does not actually work as an outlet. It's the brake, and this is my modified plug that just twists all the wires together. Just so you know, never ever plug anything like this into an actual outlet. This just serves as a brake. So now the turbine won't be able to spin when it's on brake. And then this switch down here just controls whether the battery is charging or not. It's just a switch between the output of this charge controller and the battery down here. This charge controller is definitely not my favorite, and I'm considering getting a new one because this is not a boost charge controller, it's just a normal one. It's the one that came with, but I don't have anything else, so I have to use this one. I'm considering buying a booster charge controller for this turbine because we don't get much wind here. I'll keep you posted if I do. Here we have the battery, which I hooked up a couple days ago. Its voltage of it has not changed since I've hooked it up whatsoever, so we'll just have to wait for some actual wind to charge it. Now we can actually test the voltage of the battery right now. So we'll put my multimeter somewhere you can see it. Turn it on. We'll test. So I don't know if you can read it, but right now it says 12.26 volts. And I have a log up there. 1.8 was 12.28, and now it's 12.26. So it has dropped a little bit, but I'm not worried. I think it will probably charge itself back up a little bit later. This controller does draw 3.6 milliamps while it's doing nothing, so it will slowly drain your battery, but in theory your turbine should be able to make up for that current. Here's just a little look of the specifications. Something kind of neat I noticed is if I turn the controller off and take a look at the bottom and I turn it back on, see there's the red LED that flashes for a quick second every time I turn the switch on. Maybe that's a fault in the circuit, or that might just be to let you know that it's on now. There are two LEDs on this charge controller. One, the red one, tells you to disconnect the battery because it's going to overcharge, and the green one lets you know that it's running low on power and needs a charge. So it's kind of handy. It gives you a nice little wiring diagram here. Not that I really need it because it's pretty simple. Just got 3 wires in here and 2 wires out. Yeah, that's about it. This was my improvement to it because I needed a way to put on the brake manually, so I decided that I didn't have any switches that would be able to handle the current, but I knew this plug should definitely be able to handle it, especially because it was powering a projector at one point, which aren't the most efficient devices. Here is the current log right now of the battery status. I've got some other ones too earlier, but this is the current one. Well, thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for next time, whenever that day may come.